Well, here we go again. Another video. I just don't know. I just keep talking up a storm here. Welcome back to My Church is Your Church. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I was thinking about. I don't know what I wrote in the description for the channel. I'll have to go back and look because sometimes I start second guessing myself. Did I write what the channel's about or whatnot? I can't remember. I got a lot of stuff going on in my life. You know, and I'm trying to struggle and survive more than I have in the past, you know. Kind of weird to go from making really good money. Well, what I considered really good money at the time. I was making $27.56 an hour in a really, really hard job. Hardest job I ever worked. I've done lots of work. I'm a jack of all trades. I've done sheetrock roofing. Was a maintenance man, so I've done all kinds of different works that way. Plumbing, electrical. Name it, I've pretty much done it. I know a bit about computers. I've done some work that involved computer stuff. You know, whether it's record keeping or entering data, depending on what company place you're working at, what you're doing. You know, and you could even do that, I guess, in maintenance. You know, you have to enter data for parts you use because you got to order new parts or work orders or whatever. You know, so. This job though, the 2756 that I got up to, that was at the foundry. And that was working with melted metal and pouring it into molds and stuff. There was a robot line where you'd run the robots, but now for the most part of it, good part of the time I was there, a couple of years, I was hand pouring. So I was scooping liquid metal with a ladle and hand pouring it into molds. It was another good experience, though. Got to meet a lot of good people. Hopefully things get really good for me somehow, some way. I hope the good Lord's going to bless me and send major abundance into my life so I can help a lot of people that really deserve it, that are good people. And help people that maybe not seem like good people. Help them any way I can, too, you know. Unless it's somebody that just don't want nothing to do with you, then what do? You can't force yourself on people. I'm going to help you, dang it. No, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, that's funny. So, and even back at the foundry, there's some really good people there. I created a lot of great relationships, and a lot of people love me. In that foundry, got almost everybody in that foundry to dance with me at one point or another. That was cool. Especially when I started there, everybody's like a zombie, like, oh, work at a foundry. It was a hard job. It was a miserable place. It was like working in hell, kind of, because it was so hot. And you got bubbling metal all over. And it was just, it was like a dungeon warehouse kind of a deal, you know. With the bubbling metal and stuff, yeah, it was like walking into hell every day at work, especially in the summer. My hottest day, working on a really big mold that did big parts with a big furnace that melted lots of metal at once. And you had to put a lot of metal into the big parts. That hottest day was 136.2 degrees. And there's 3 times throughout that day I started to black out from the heat. You know, you got to keep yourself hydrated, boy. You got to drink lots of water and stuff because you sweat it out. And the mold's so hot too. The metal was melted at, because it was aluminum, it was melted at about 1400 degrees. But the mold itself was at like 900 degrees. So just going up to the mold to put the sand mold parts in and stuff like that, it was so hot. You have a hard helmet with a fold down shield, you know, to protect you in case the metal splashes, so the liquid metal don't hit you in the face, you know. And that thing was so hot, even though you're not at the furnace, if you're just at the mold putting in the sand mold parts, if your face shield's up, you could just feel it cook your face, you know. So it helped just having that face shield down, even though it's still hot. You know, 136.2 degrees is dang hot. So, yeah, it was one of the hardest jobs I've ever done in my life. And I'm 57 now, so I started there when I was 54, apparently, I guess. And didn't know if I could hang, but guess what? I lit it up. I did a wonderful job there, especially for my age. The oldest molder they had, and I was out producing everybody pretty much every single day. I had something to prove to myself, not to anybody else. But I might not have done every mold perfect. I had mistake days there too. You know, I mean, I wasn't just Mr. Fabulous. Although I like to think so. I'm just kidding. Oh, I hope you're okay with my humor. But yeah, the people there, when I talk about praying for lots of abundance and stuff and helping people, there's people at that foundry that if I got major abundance, that I would like to surprise them with help different ways. You know, some of them with financial help. There's one man there that's really showed me his soul, and he'd openly talk to God with me. If I start saying something to God, sometimes he'd stand right by my side and he'd say what he had to say to God too. How cool is that? You know, when you haven't even met these people before, and you end up growing a relationship with them. Next thing you know, you're standing shoulder to shoulder with somebody that's saying what he's got to say to God right alongside of you as you're saying something to God. You know, sometimes we were talking to him about the same kind of stuff. You know, we were teaming up, having our say to God. And then we'd laugh too about it because, but it was really cool. Stuff I haven't got to experience in my life until I worked at that foundry. You know, and I'm glad that my soul or my energy or whatever it is I'm projecting, my aura, whatever you want to call it, that it was nice that somehow I was able to bring this out of all these people. You know, a lot of good things happen like that. But that what guy I was talking to you about, what I wouldn't give to be able to send him to Hawaii, him and his family to Hawaii, because that's like one of his big dreams, and that's not a huge dream. I mean, it ain't, you know, dirt cheap either, but I could tell just the way he said it, man. It was like a dream that almost like he felt could never happen. And I just thought, man, if I could make it happen for him, I want to be able to see him and his family go to Hawaii. He deserves it. He's a really good man, and got a good soul. And if I can't pull it off, Lord, maybe you can find a way to pull it off and get him there. I'd appreciate that. There's other people too that have different needs that I'd like to help. I always joke around with the people at Holiday where I get gas and stuff about winning the lottery. You know, I want to win it because I don't need a castle. I want to help a lot of people, you know. And I don't want much. There's a little house I do like that I dream about a lot, and I keep thinking about it. Still vacant. A little 400 square foot house. They want a little more. They want a little more for it than I think it's worth, but because it's older, it needs work and stuff. Probably why it's been vacant so long. Most people that look at it think it's too much, and for how tiny the house is, they probably figured, well, it'd be better to bulldoze it and start over. But I'd like to have that little house, and then I'd probably like a plow truck because it says Minnesota, and we get snow. If you can't see it, it's out here behind me. Matter of fact, I'll show you something. Look at that snow. That's just from one day. And now it's snowing again. And that's living in Minnesota. So yeah, so if I was able to get that house, like I said, when I was a kid, I used to think, oh, I want a big old castle house, big this and big that, and all these fancy kind of rooms and theme rooms and arcade and pool tables and all this kind of stuff. You know, now I'm older now, I don't need all that. Figure 400 square foot house. Well, dang, that's pretty small. Can't cost much to keep the heat going in that house, you know. So that's less area to heat, smaller heating bill. Sounds good to me. And in the summertime, it's shaded by trees, so probably stay cool for the most part. But even if you have to cool it, it's only 400 square feet. Cheaper to cool. Plenty enough for living space. You know, and I like being outdoors anyway. So you know, you don't need a big house unless you're a person that likes to live in a house and stay in there. You know, but just like my camper, it's small, but when summer's here, I like getting out and doing things. Getting out and whether I go to the beach or whether I go to a play or an opera or a ballet or something. I've been trying to do more and more stuff. Living this camper life. There's a lot more I want to see around the country. But I'm not quite there yet. I hope I get there. But yeah, I'd like to get that little house and have that for home base. I'd still like to do the camper life. And my plan is, I don't know if it's all going to happen, but it's what I feel. I believe that somehow I'm going to pull this all off. I don't know if I'll get that exact house. I sure hope so. Sure would be nice. And if I did win the lottery, I'd get that little house. And oh yeah, I get sidetracked so much. But yeah, get a plow truck because of that snow I was talking about. I'm getting old. I don't want to shovel and I don't want to snow blow. So I'd spend a little money and get a plow truck. It doesn't have to be a new one. I could get an old rickety one as long as it runs and works good. You know, I don't care. As long as I don't have to hurt my body and get more frostbite and be out there busting my back or something shoveling. I'd prefer to just sit in a vehicle with a plow and push it all out of the way. I know, it's kind of spoiling myself, but I'd kind of like to do that. Just in the winters, you know. But yeah, you know, so there's a few toys I'd get like that, you know, that actually have a use also, not just because I want to have a cool toy. Although plow trucks are kind of cool. And if I could, I wouldn't mind having like one of those little plow excavator deals, you know, that got the scoop excavator thing where they scoop it and can move it. And then they're small though. They got the little tracks on them. And then the opposite side's got like a little flat plow on it. I don't know if you could plow much with that, but that would be kind of fun to learn, have one of those for a while, or something to do some landscaping on land. And I got all these skills. I've done landscaping before. If I could have that and a bobcat, even if I just had a friend or somebody loan me those, you know, for a summer or something, well, I could do some or something. I don't know, because I could get some stuff done on that land too. I could redo a few little things there to make it much nicer. I don't know. I'm getting off on the wrong subject though. So, other than little stuff like that, I don't need no big castles or no big mansions. So, I think that from there, I would travel because I like to camp life. There's things I want to see around the country. I want to see the redwood forest in California. I'd like to go stand in the crown of the Statue of Liberty. There's lots of things I'd like to see and do yet that I haven't seen in this country, that I've read about or seen in movies or in documentaries. Grand Canyon would be amazing to go see. So I'd like to do some of that, but I believe this is going to come together. I sure hope so, because I ain't getting any younger. Lord. Ain't getting any younger, and I sure hope this happens soon. And I believe God will guide me to more people that I'm supposed to meet or help along the way. Now, even if you won the lottery, money does not fix everything. So, helping people doesn't mean necessarily financially. It might be spending time with them, talking to them about life, you know, and learning who they are and what it is their soul's missing or that their soul's looking for that you might be able to help with. And the best example I can say about how money not helping everybody or helping every situation, you have to have strong discernment, you know, or pray to God to keep giving you discernment and how you're supposed to help each person, you know, and be very aware and alert of that. Because I did watch How the Lottery Wrecked My Life. I've watched a few episodes of that, and I remember one episode, poor guy, he'd won the lottery, and he just wanted to be good to his kids, you know, and help them, give them money so they could get a house or whatever and stuff. And one of his daughters, apparently, who he gave money to get a house and stuff, she ended up overdosing on drugs and dying. And that stuck with me. That made me realize, because all my life as a kid, or growing up, that I knew that there's bigger things in my life and I was going to help more people and stuff. And I feel, even since a kid, I feel like I'm going to have this financial abundance of some sort somehow. I don't know how it's going to come into play. I don't know if it's winning the lottery or if it's, I don't know how it's going to come, but I felt it. Maybe it won't, but I believe it will. And that's so I can help more people, you know. I think I had to do a lot of growing through that, because as I was a kid feeling that, I just kept thinking about all kinds of castle-like stuff, you know, big houses and swimming pools that look like rocks and volcanoes and Well, now I just would like to visit places like that, maybe. I don't want to have them and all the upkeep and all the cost and all that kind of stuff. Well, unless I guess if somehow it could be, if it could generate a lot of work and help people, then I guess it'd be something to consider. You know, it's all on how you look at stuff, I guess. But yeah, my main thing would be helping a lot of people. And I believe traveling around, getting to see the things that I'd like to see in a camper rolling along. You know, I don't want to private jet it to these places or nothing like that. Although I did go on a helicopter ride before. That was very cool. I wouldn't mind riding on a helicopter again. That was kind of neat. You know, I could see going, maybe if they had a helicopter ride or something over the Grand Canyon, that'd be a neat ride to take. That'd be kind of spooky. Boy, that'd be neat though. Boy, would that be cool. Ooh, I never even thought about that till tonight. Helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon. Oh, that would be cool. Man, that would be cool. Just seeing it would be cool, but if helicoptering over it, ooh, that would be awesome. My mom couldn't handle it. She's not with us anymore. She's passed on, but when I went on a helicopter ride, she went with me as one of those bubble dome helicopters, and she was deathly afraid of heights, so she was squinting her eyes shut and keeping them shut. She sat in the middle, and we had our headphones on so we could all talk to each other and stuff. And when we started tilting forward to move, I said, "Hey, Mom, we're tilting forward." She's like, "Don't tell me that." And then I did get it open her eyes a couple times and look at stuff. You know, once we were up in the air. She was scared, though, but she did it. God bless her. She was awesome. So anyway, I believe God is going to guide me to more people to help. And I get antsy because I want to have financial security right now so I don't have to keep stressing and worrying. But for some reason, I'm supposed to go through this. And it has taught me that I can survive and live on very little. Much littler than I thought I could. Oh my goodness, very little. I'm still here. So, but it doesn't mean I'm enjoying it all, you know. I'm enjoying lots of it. There's a lot of enjoyable moments in it, the people I'm meeting and talking to and stuff. And I wouldn't be meeting them and talking to them if I wasn't in this position or this situation. So, I've even already thought about it, that when things get really good, especially if I can get that house that's not far from here, I start thinking that, because I still want to do the camper thing and travel, that even on the weekends that I'm not traveling somewhere or something like that, and meeting other people or looking for other people to meet and help, because I'm pretty good at just going up and talking to people. I've had so many people dance with me in this Walmart. I've got so many strangers to dance with me in here. It's really cool. When you get strangers to dance and laugh or smile, what a wonderful feeling. So I was thinking about it in the last few weeks here, that even if when things are good, that even if I get the house and stuff, that I think I want to, maybe I'll fit it into kind of a schedule, even though I don't want to schedule it per se, but you know, have at least a few times throughout the year where I come stay back here in this lot for a few days in a row or something, you know, because I've met so many people in this lot that have had some really deep, wonderful conversations with, about, not always about God and stuff, even though I talk about God within those conversations. But some of those people might not believe in God, but I still share my belief, you know. And then, but don't like cram it down their throat like, you have to believe, you know, you should learn this, you should learn. It ain't like that. I'll just use myself as an example and my beliefs and how I feel about things. And then hear about their life too, you know, and stuff they do and stuff. And even if they tell me they don't believe and then we get into talking about just about life, that's okay too. Because then when we talk about life and different experiences we have, I don't know how it always comes for me. It always comes back around to my different experiences, and somehow I end up talking about how God helped me in that experience or this experience or something, you know. And so somehow it just naturally comes out of me. Not always though, you know. But yeah, I'm flapping gums again. What are we at here? Oh my goodness gracious! I was just going to talk about some really, really good stuff, but you're going to have to come back to the next video to see it, because this one's getting long. I hope that works. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I kind of am serious. But thanks for watching. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.